Hey, Denise, what's up? What's up, Denise? Here, hello. You're up here late. Yeah. Yeah, I can't sleep. So I thought I'd do a reaction to Dino because Dino, I don't know. He's just lost in space, man. Now he thinks I owe him $10, but I don't owe him $10 because he didn't do what we said the bet was. He's still I don't know where he comes from. So it's gonna be a reaction to Dino again because Dino doesn't make any sense. So we're gonna do another Dino reaction here. That's what we're gonna do. Tap on that. That. Just finish the picture. Nice. But let me find Dino's here. We're gonna have to go back to one of his ones I responded to earlier. We'll try to get the point across here because he just doesn't seem to get it. Doesn't seem to get it. Doesn't seem to get it. No, he doesn't. Oh, here it is.
Welcome, everybody.
All right, welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. My phone's going off. Where's my phone? Oh, shit. Oh, cool picture. Okay, so we're gonna do a Dino reaction again because he just doesn't. I guess he can't get through his thick ass. So he's like I don't know. So we'll have to go to here. So right around here.
This is going to be a response video. Real Public Roy did a reaction video about my video on his live, and we're going to take Roy back to school.
Oh, we're gonna get. See, I'm gonna get schooled.
Because Roy likes to prove everybody wrong, even when you're right.
Okay, so we're gonna see if we're
To
gonna
start
see.
off, he cannot tell the difference about picking up an offer from McDonald's
We don't need to hear all this.
and picking up an offer from a
That's
supermarket,
not what I fucking
which is
said.
shop and deliver.
Not what I said.
He's claiming that it's the same thing. There is no difference. Well, we're going to clarify.
That's okay. We'll go forward here.
The simple answer to this is that when you're working for Pizza Hut,
Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is the part that he just doesn't seem to get. I don't know what he thinks. What? See, I gotta pull up something else here. Let's do this. Let's do this. We'll do this. This might work. Here, back to here. 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 Hey, what's up, Lightning? How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? I'm gonna have to look it up on my phone. But we'll explain the options here. Hey, Lady in Red, how you doing? We'll explain the options here. We'll look it up on my phone. What's up, Alexander? What's up? Emergency, kinda. Cause I uh can't sleep. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, so far. Here we go.
And you're delivering for Pizza Hut, you're an employee of Pizza Hut, which is a W-2 section. Okay? Pizza Hut owns legally, they own the merchandise.
Okay, this is all about supposedly the percentage that Instacart, offers the customer to do a percentage of the order of the tips. He's trying to say that because Instacart doesn't own the products, or that Instacart is putting the percentage on the products, or they're taking away tip off the products, which is bullshit. That's not what they're doing. That's not what they're doing. Because they don't own the products, that they can't recommend a tip amount, which is bullshit. They're recommending a tip for the shopping and the delivery of the fucking order. Has nothing to do with who owns the products. The tipping of the driver has nothing to do with who owns the product or whether or not you can do a percentage of the tip. Has nothing to do with who owns products. There's no law, and this was the bet I gave this morning, that if you could come up with a law that says that Instacart cannot recommend a percentage of the tip percentage, I want to see that law. There is no law. That was the bet. Okay? So this is going to lead to the next video. Okay? There's no law that says that they cannot recommend a percentage tip, that you tip your guy 10%, 5%, 15%, whatever, that they can't recommend off the price of the order. They can do that. Any business can do that for their service. They're tipping you for shopping and delivering their fucking groceries. So I don't know where this whole thing is. They got to own the products in order for them to be able to legally recommend a tip percentage to a customer. Makes absolutely no fucking sense, because that's not how it works. And that's not how they do their tipping. It's not based on the product. So I don't know where he comes up with this shit, but we'll move it a little bit forward. And then we'll look at this right here. This was some proof he threw up here. It says, by calculating the tip as a percentage of the total order value, which this gets into what we'll talk about earlier about them taking away their tips in the next video. This kind of shows you that his own evidence goes against him. But we'll go ahead and we'll read what this says. By calculating the tip as a percentage of the total order value, Instacart provides simple metrics for customers to determine an appropriate gratuity based on the size, effort required for the shop. Even though the company itself is not the legal seller of the merchandise. You don't have to be the seller. So you don't. Oh goddamn, this fucking internet. I'm tired of this fucking internet. I'm tired of paying for this shit too. You. Let me refresh this motherfucker. Fucking This fucking shit, dude. Okay. Yeah, it always does it. Every time I do StreamYards, man, like first 5 minutes into it, 15, 20 minutes, it starts fucking up. So yeah, it's how it works. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Okay, they don't have to legally own the merchandise because you're not tipping them on the merchandise. You're not tipping them. You're not saying, okay, he picked up Fruity Pebbles, that's a 10-cent tip. He picked up the milk, that's 5-cent tip. He picked up this. That's not what you're being tipped on. You're being tipped on exactly what it says. Gratuity based on the size and effort required to shop. Has nothing to do with whether or not you own the fucking merchandise, whether or not you can do a percentage of the tip. That's just dumbass. That's just dumb. So, but this will lead into what I guess his next video where he thinks I owe him $10 because we totally switched up the fucking deal. The deal was show me a law that states that Instacart cannot give a percentage or can't recommend a percentage of tip to give the shopper for doing their work. They're shopping, they're picking up their order. But if you look at this, it says the gratuity based on the size never required to shop. It has nothing to do with fucking owning it. There's no law, no anything stated anywhere that you, in order to do a percentage tip based service, you have to own the products that are being picked up. Where the fuck that comes from, I don't fucking know. But we'll continue on here. I don't know where that fucking comes from.
How are you legally going to say, oh, they're not my merchandise, or you customers can tip a percentage on the total amount of items that were sold?
But that's not what you're being tipped on. That's not what you're being tipped on. You're being tipped on the total amount of order. You're being tipped on the amount of the order and the effort and shit. It just said it. Your own shit just said it. What you just read had nothing to do with each individual item. You're being tipped for shopping.
They don't illegally own the merchandise. It's another merchant.
So what?
It's another restaurant.
Okay, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Okay, you get a recommended tip when you pick up DoorDash from McDonald's. You're not fucking DoorDash don't own McDonald's, but that's okay. But Instacart, it's not okay because they don't own the merchandise. It makes no sense. You're making absolutely no sense, and there is no law that says they have to own the merchandise in order to give you a fucking recommended fucking percentage of tip. What the fuck?
And that applies to all of them. We're not picking on Instacart. That applies to all the gig economy companies. They never did in the past, or even now, legally own the merchandise to tell the customer to put a percentage of the items that were sold. Or if it's missing, you're going to get less of a tip.
That's not what that's not what you're being tipped for. You're being tipped for the effort to shop and pick up the fucking groceries and deliver them. That has nothing to do with the items. It has to do with the total cost of the order and the effort it takes to shop it and deliver it. It has dick to do with the fucking items. So where do you come up with that?
On merchandise they do not legally own. You get it now, Roy, through your thick skull.
See what I mean? He doesn't have no fucking clue. Where the fuck is that law, Dino? Where's that law? Because you don't own the merchandise that you're not allowed to offer a percentage of a tip. Where's the law? There is none. That makes no fucking sense. So we're just gonna get rid of this one because this is goofy. Because you're not making no fucking sense. Has nothing to do with anything about the fucking items. Has nothing. At all. So let's go to the one where he thinks I all of a sudden owe him fucking $10, which this is even worse.
Okay, let's see here. It is illegal for employers, including gig company managers, Roy, gig company too, including gig. Got it right? gig company managers to keep a percentage of employee tips. Even this is true even if the employee is an independent, independent contractor. Even if the employee is an independent contractor, I want my $10, Roy. I want my $10.
For what?
The Federal Trade Commission has taken action against companies that have withheld tips from their drivers. The legality of these types of tip schemes depend on how state and federal laws are interpreted. And yeah, they are subjected to change. But why it is illegal, not if, why it is illegal, Roy.
Okay, first of all, you got to show me proof that Instacart is withholding tips. They're withholding tips. Because it clearly states in their terms of service how they do tips. So please enlighten us. Show us where they're keeping your tips. Show us where they're keeping your tips. You got to show proof of that.
Okay? The Fair Labor Standards Act, employers cannot keep any portion of the employee's tips for any reason. Any reason, Roy. Any reason.
They're not keeping your fucking tips. Where do you get there keeping your tips? It says how they do their tips, how they control their tips. Or you get 100% of your tips. And it's in their terms of service how they do it. So how are they keeping your tips, Dino? Please tell us how they're keeping your tips.
Even if the supermarket was missing an item. Even if the supermarket was missing an item. Okay? For any reason.
That has nothing to do with anything if they're missing an item. It has nothing to do with your tip. It has to do with the customer. All your tip is controlled by the customer. It has nothing to do with Instacart. So if you're missing items and you deliver it and the customer gets mad, he can take his tip. It's right in the terms of service. What the fuck are you talking about? It's not Instacart taking your tips away. It's the customer. Jesus Christ. Are you that fucking dense? Are you that fucking dense? It's the customer that controlling your tips. It's in the terms of service how they can do it. The fuck is wrong with you? It's not Instacart keeping your fucking tips. It's the customers that control the tip. The fuck?
The FTC has taken action against gig companies, Roy. Gig companies.
No shit, Sherlock. We all know this.
From drivers.
We all know this.
Including Amazon Flex and who?
We all know this. We all know this. Okay, and now all that shit's been fixed and changed, hasn't it? You're guaranteed 100% of your tips now.
Amazon Flex and Instacart.
Hey, Condiment Dasher.
Here we go.
Okay, and
$10.
$10 for what, Dino? First of all, you didn't even follow through with the bet. You got to show me a law where it says it's illegal for Instacart to allow a percentage of the tip, a tip-based percentage or a percentage-based tipping. You got to show me a law where that's illegal. It has nothing to do with owning the product. You got to show me that law. You never showed that law. You're showing me shit about fucking them withholding your tips. That wasn't even what you just said in your last video. It had nothing to do with it. So this proves dick. Proves dick, Dino. You make yourself look dumb. You say, I don't get it. You don't get it because you obviously don't understand how the whole tipping thing works, apparently.
In some states like California, it is also illegal for food delivery apps to retain any portion of customers' tips.
That's if they're retaining it. You have no proof that Instacart is retaining your tips, Dino. They already have changed those rules where they get you get 100% of the tip. Could they be lying to you? You're getting 100%. Of course, they could be lying to you, but you got to prove that, Dino. Before you do anything, you got to be able to fucking prove it. You ain't proved dick. You ain't proved dick. You haven't showed anything, any proof of anything. Let alone the bet that I made that you supposedly I somehow owe you $10, which means shit because you didn't even follow through on the bet properly. Like the fuck.
And you know where that falls under?
And this is getting to the point where these are the people that people go to rely on gig information and shit. This type of shit. These type of people.
The other one over here that says, the first one here where it says, under the Fair Labor Standards Act, employers cannot keep any portion of the employees' tips for any reason. For any reason. You might say, well, it says employers. This applies to both.
Okay, show us where they're withholding your tips. Show us where they're withholding your tips. You got to show us that. You haven't showed us where they're withholding your tips. So what the fuck does this have anything to do with what you said earlier about it being legal or not, whether they can put a percentage of the tip? It has nothing to do with it. Because now you're accusing them of withholding your tips. Show us where they've withheld your tips. That's what you got to show us.
Because the FTC has taken action against gig companies too.
Duh.
For withholding the tips from drivers, including Amazon Flex and Instacart. You cannot do that for any reason, right here. For any reason, you cannot withhold the driver's tips when you tell them that the tip from the...
Okay, that's if the company's withholding your tips. But they're not withholding your tips. It's in their terms of service, how your tips are affected. They're affected by the customer. The customer affects your tip. What the fuck are you talking about?
The customer is...
So you got to show us proof that they're withholding your tips, Dino, if you're going to use this as some kind of evidence about nothing. It had nothing to do with what we were talking about earlier. You're making no fucking sense here, bro.
$5, okay? Yeah, we know that, Roy, that the customer is tipping for the delivery service. But Instacart is minusing the delivery service tip that the customer gave, saying that, oh, because you were missing an item. So it's not for the service.
No, that's not what they're reducing your tip for. They're not reducing your tips for missing items. You obviously don't get it. First of all, you have multiple options when it comes to tipping on Instacart. First is the percentage-based. Dino, it's percentage-based. So if you have an order that is $200, Dino, and you're unable to find several objects, let's say it's a 10% tip based on the $200 total offer. Has nothing to do with who owns the merchandise. Has to do with, remember what you showed earlier, the whole process of shopping and delivering, the extent of whatever it is. So it's a $200 order. Instacart recommends 20%. That's $40, Dino. Let's do an even smaller amount. Let's just go $20. Let's say they tip 10% on the $200, Dino. Let's say this is how your tip's going to be affected, Dino. Listen up. $200 order. Customer tips you 10%. That's $20, Dino. Let's say, Dino, it has nothing to do with the missing items. Let's say you can't find the items, okay? The missing items, you can't find them. That drops the total at the end of the delivery, or the end of the delivery, the end of the shop. Let's say it drops it down to $150, Dino. What does Instacart do? It's in their terms of service. They're going to adjust the tip amount to the total of the order, which will drop your amount to $15. They're not withholding your fucking tip. They're adjusting it to be 10% of the final order. That's not withholding your tip. Apparently you don't get that. That's not withholding your tip, Dino. They're adjusting it to reflect 10% of the final order, which is $150 fucking dollars. That's not withholding your tip. Okay, then we have the other things. For customers, tipping is optional. You control the tip. You can set a default tip amount. They can set a default tip amount, modifying it while placing an order or change it after the delivery. So they can change it after the delivery, Dino. That's not Instacart withholding your fucking tips. That means, what's up, Joshua? That means if the customer doesn't get all their order and they're upset about it, they can adjust the tip and take it away. That's not Instacart keeping your tip. That's the customer reducing the tip. That's not them stealing your tip. That's the customer reducing their tip. Also, tip adjustment window. You can increase the tip for up to 14 days after delivery, but you can only reduce it up to 2 hours after the delivery. So 2 hours after delivery, they have to adjust the tip if they want to, Dino. That's not Instacart stealing your fucking tips. That's the customer doing it. How you doing, Josh? And then there's the tip protection. If they zero out the tip without reporting a problem, you can get tip protection for that. Exactly. But this guy doesn't seem to get that, bro. He's trying to say that it's illegal for them to use a percentage-based tipping thing on Instacart because they don't own the merchandise. Which means it makes absolutely no fucking sense. But that's what he's saying. He doesn't fucking get it. Apparently, he thinks Instacart, when your tip isn't what it originally was, because the orders probably cost less and it's on 1%, or the customer takes, some of the tip back, or he assumes, I guess he's assuming that Instacart is taking his tips, is what he's trying to imply here. But that makes no fucking sense. Makes no fucking sense. But he thinks because Instacart don't own the merchandise that they can't offer a percentage-based tip for the service being done, which is fucking absolutely dumb. And that's my bet to him, was I'll give you $10 if you can show me a law that says Instacart cannot offer a percentage-based tip for delivery. And this is what we get. And this is what I'm being schooled on here, that they're stealing tips. Like, what the fuck? Not even the same fucking thing. Tell me I owe them $10. For what? You didn't prove anything. Dumb, dude. And I'm the one that's supposed to be dumb. And I'm the one that's supposed to be fucking not knowing what the fuck's going on. Like, the fuck is wrong with you, man? It doesn't make no fucking sense. Maybe he thinks Instacart is charging the customer more for the items like the apps do. But that has nothing to do with the percentage of the tips, bro. That has nothing, because the customer, even if they do charge the customer more for the product, he's getting tipped based off the percentage of the tip. He's being based off the total price of the order. So it doesn't matter how much Instacart, if they jack the sausage up from $4 to $5, whatever, that has nothing to do with it. Your percentage tip is coming off the total price of the order, which is $200, let's say $200, and it's a 10%, which is a $20 tip. But let's say he can't find the $5 sausages and the order drops to $150. Instacart's going to adjust the 10% tip to match the end of the order price, which is $150, which means his tip is going to be $5 less. I'm assuming he's thinking that Instacart is keeping that $5, but he apparently doesn't know how Instacart works. And I'm the dumb one. Like, the fuck? But apparently he's trying to show us proof that they're stealing his tip, which they're not. Which he has no proof of.
Delivered. It was for the missing item that Instacart is deducting it from the customer's tip.
See, he's trying to say that because he didn't pick up the $5 sausage, that's why his tip is being affected. That's why his tip is being taken away. Instacart's keeping the tip because he didn't find the $5 sausage. Bullshit. That's ignorance. Has nothing to do with the items. Has to do with the customers The percentage of the tip has to do with the customer. If they are pissed off, they didn't get their sausages, they can reduce the tips. They can do all that fucking shit. Has nothing to do with Instacart stealing your tips. Ugh, Jesus. Yeah, but you can't really do that, Josh. You can't really do that because, like I said, if the order's $200 and the customer's choosing to do the percentage-based tip, you can't at the end of the order, if it's only $150, you can't, if it's based on a 10% tip basis, you can't give them the extra $5. Instacart's not going to eat the $5. They're just gonna adjust it to the 10% that the customer wanted to tip. Yeah, it'd be nice if maybe they ate up the extra $5 and you got what they initially promised you, but you're being promised the percentage of tip that is for the total price of the order. And if it doesn't reach that, then they can't, they have to adjust it to make it work.
Not the customer's knowledge. Okay? And they cannot legally do that.
You have to prove that they're legally doing that. And you have no proof of that. You have no proof of that.
Period. For any reason, right there. For any reason, they cannot withhold tips for these orders for any reason. If it was $5, I don't care if you're missing half the order. The tip was $5 from the customer, it's going to be $5.
That is totally up to the customer. That is totally up to the customer. Yes, the customer can put a flat rate tip on that order, and it's up to the customer. If you only show up with half their items and the customer wants to leave the flat rate tip of $10, then you get all $10 of it, even though you only missed half the order. But if the customer doesn't want to and he drops it to $5 because he only got half his order, he can do that. That doesn't mean Instacart's withholding your tips. The fuck?
The tip was given from the get-go, from the beginning. It was $10. At the end of the day, it's going to be 10.
Yeah, they can do that if they want, but that's up to the fucking customer. That's what you don't understand. That's the customer. Customer controls that, not Instacart. The fuck?
Right? Because when you accept the offer, Roy, when you accept the offer, the order, you're accepting the contract. And that's what...
Yeah, you're accepting the contract when you sign the terms of service. That gives the option of a percentage-based tip, a flat rate tip, and the ability for the customer to take away tip if they're dissatisfied with their service. Yes, it's all in your contract, dude. All those things are in your contract. You agreed to. So when you sign that contract to take that delivery, you also sign the contract that the customer can remove the tip, add to the tip, the percentage of the tip. That's all in the contract already. Oh, well, if I complete the order, I want to at least know the tip is based. Know that the tip is based before accepting, that the tip is percentage based. That you could possibly argue that, sure. You could possibly argue that, but that would be something that they would have to fight for as far as the transparency of the app. The app would have to show you, okay, this is a percentage-based tip or a flat rate tip or whatever. That would be something they would have to show. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not sure if they have to show you that or tell you that or not. But those are the, so that would be something transparency-wise. They would have to be able to show or tell you that. I don't know if they do or not. I don't think they do.
Boy, they're hitting you with penalties because as an independent contractor, you accepted the offer and you're obligated, you have to finish it or suffer the consequences. So with
Yeah, the consequences are if the customer is unsatisfied, they take away your tip. If you don't complete the order, if it's the percentage base, it's going to be readjusted for the amount of the total order. It's all there in black and white writing, bro. You signed it.
that, when you're accepting the offer, you're doing your part. They have to do their part too.
They are.
Because they're showing you the tip before you do the service. And in the end, you still get the tip. They can take other actions if you did something that was on you as a delivery driver. You were late on a delivery. That's part of the delivery service.
They're not taking away your tips based on your lateness of a delivery. They're not taking away tips on that. The customer would take away your tip, not the fucking Instacart.
You get punished for it because you were late. You did something, the driver. You were rude at the customer. You did that, the driver, on a delivery service. Or people that mishandled the order. They mishandled the order. That's on the driver. Okay? Or you delivered the order to the wrong address. That's on the driver. That's where you can get punished. You don't get punished because the supermarket didn't have the box of cereal that the customer wanted. And that's not written in the contract anywhere. And here's your evidence right here. I want my $10.
Evidence of what? Evidence of what? There's no fucking evidence of nothing. The fuck are you talking about? Ain't no evidence of that jack shit. Even regardless of what's said, I already know apps like Uber, Spark, Instacart can lower tips. That's why I don't priority tip. Yeah, but it's not them lowering the tips. It's the customers. The way they're going to lower your tip is percentage based. The apps will do it percentage based. But as far as the customer gets mad and they take away $5 of your tip, that's the customer. That has nothing to do with fucking Instacart. The customers are allowed to do that. You know? Usually the tip is showing the zero. I assume it's a flat tip. If it said it, then I assume it's a percentage. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Sure. Yeah, if unless of course the order is $200. But that's what I'm saying. They say I don't get it. No, you don't get it. You don't understand. It's like, what the fuck? And as far as your $10, you're not going to get your $10 because you didn't even follow through with the bet. Actually, and the pot was up to $70 fucking dollars. I had the pot up to $70. I had other people willing to throw in money to the pot if you could show us the law where it's against Instacart to put a percentage-based tip. And you couldn't do it. You pulled out some shit that had nothing to do with what you were talking about. And tried to show that you earned your $10. You didn't earn dick. You would have earned $70 if you would have followed through with the bet. Would they show us a law that says Instacart's not allowed to use a percentage-based fucking tipping process? But no, you didn't. I would love to see the law too, while you're at it, that says they have to own the product in order to do a percentage-based tip. Where the fuck is that? Where the fuck does it say that? The fuck? Good Lord. Is it busy tonight, Josh? I don't fucking get it, man. Best thing to do on percentage tip, always substitute whenever possible when the item they wanted is out. Yeah, exactly. But to sit there and say because your tip's adjusted and you don't know what you signed up for, that you're automatically assuming Instacart is keeping your tips, that's not right. So that's what he's saying. Right there was what he's saying is that if he doesn't get 100% of the tip that is initially offered, then Instacart must be stealing them. And that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Could they be? Of course. Of course. Who knows? I don't fucking know. But there's all those different options to give the customer the end result when it comes to your tip. And we know damn well 99% of the time it's the customer that's taking away your tip. Instacart is not going to take away your tip. And in the past, the gig apps would use tips to make up. They weren't technically stealing your tips. Well, I guess it's technically stealing them, but they were using it as a group thing. Oh, okay, got you. Nice. Oh no, I don't give a fuck if people like it or not. I don't care. I'm not worried about the like thing. Well, it's just these people have no fucking clue. Have no clue what the fuck they're talking about. Maybe read the terms of service and you'll understand why your tip might be less. Says right in there why. And when you sign up the contract, you sign up for those stipulations that the customer can remove the tip, because they can adjust the tip. It's all in there. Same contracts. God damn. I just don't get some of these people, man. I don't know. I don't understand it. Ugh. I don't fucking know. See right here, it says Instacart shoppers receive 100% of tip customer pays, which can be a percentage of the order total or a fixed dollar amount. It says right there in their terms. If a customer chooses a percentage, the tip will change based on the order adjustments. So if it's not, let's say it's 200 and the tip is originally 20 and your order only ends up being 150, they change it. They drop it to $15 to 10%. You signed up for that, motherfucker. That doesn't mean Instacart's stealing your tips. It means they're adjusting the order. Instacart provides a default suggestion, often based on factors, weather, like the weather and whatever. Customers can select a percentage of their order total to use as a tip. Order changes. If replacements or refunds occur, the tip amount will change because it's calculated on the final order total. Modifying the tip. Customers can modify the tip before and after delivery, but not while the order's in progress. So it's the customer that's fucking you on your tip money, not Instacart. Has nothing to do with fucking Instacart. They're not taking away tip money because you didn't find the right box of fucking cereal. It's not why they're taking your tip money. The customer's taking your tip money because you bought them the cheap fucking Fruity Pebbles and not the real Fruity Pebbles. That's how it fucking works. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, bro. But to sit there and say that because the tips change or this or that, that Instacart's stealing your tips, that's bullshit. And it had nothing to do with our fucking bet anyways. What's up, Pitstar? Had nothing to do with the fucking bet. The bet was a simple bet, Dino, that you didn't even listen. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they listen. Had nothing to do. Your $10 bet had nothing to do with what you fucking just brought up. It has to do with showing me a law that says it's illegal. Yeah, right. So couldn't sleep. Took a nap earlier. Fucked me up. Yeah, the bet was simple. Show me a law that says it's illegal for Instacart to use a percentage-based tip model. That was the rule. That was the bet. And I get this shit. That you owe me $10 because Instacart is stealing tips. The fuck? Like, what the fuck? Exactly. I owe him $10. Like, what the fuck? You didn't show me no law, motherfucker. You didn't show me no law. You didn't even pull up any labor laws that even come close to what I said the bet was going to be. You just some bullshit. So no, you owe me $10 for wasting my time having to do this live stream at 11 o'clock at night to respond to your dumb shit. Your dumb shit. You can only have a percentage-based tip if you own the products. The fuck is that? Where the fuck did you find that? I even tried to Google it, and I couldn't fucking find it. Like, the fuck did you find that? That's the only way you can do a percentage-based tip is if you own the products. The fuck? Fucking... I have no fucking clue, bro. That's why I said I'll give you $10. I'll give you $10 if you can find where it says that that's a law that they can't use it. I'm like, the fuck are you doing? No shit, dude. That's like saying that, DoorDash can't recommend a tip because when you go to pick up McDonald's because they don't own McDonald's. All these apps do a percentage-based tip. Because it's a delivery service. You're doing a service. Just like if I'm making your motherfucking coffee at Starbucks, I'm doing a service. I'm making your coffee. Does he get the Alexa? We'll give him the Alexa just for you. Alexa, tell them.
You stupid dude.
There you go. That came from Lady in Red and Alexa. The fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, exactly, Pitstar. Is this a state statute? I don't know. I don't know what statute. I don't know of any law that says because you don't own the product, you're not allowed to use let's fucking Google it. Let's Google it. Let's see what comes up. What law prohibits using a percentage? Let's see. Damn, I need to learn how to spell. Percentage-based tip model if you don't own the products. I don't fucking get it, but we're going to do it. All right, here we go. Let's see what the law is. No single law specifically prohibits using a percentage-based tip model if you don't own the product. There is no fucking law for that. So how is it not legal? Like the fuck? But the practice could be illegal under false advertising laws. Nobody's advertising. What the fuck? It could be considered a legal pyramid scheme. But But that's probably for some weird shit though. Pyramid scheme laws, false advertising. Let's see. These laws prohibit deceptive and misleading claims made in advertising. If a model or promoter suggests a new recruit makes significant money by recruiting others who don't sell products to the actual customer, it could be considered. Yeah, that has nothing to fucking do with it. So yeah, there's no fucking law. There's no fucking law. What's an Alexa? It's when you do something stupid, I give you the Alexa. Did you hear Alexa? Like when you say something stupid or do something, I just do this. Alexa, tell them.
You stupid dude.
So when you say something stupid, you get the Alexa. That's the Alexa. It's my Alexa. Yeah, it's illegal. Fuck is wrong with you, man? It just makes no fucking sense, bro. Ain't no fucking law that says you can't fucking. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They just say some of the corniest dumb shit, and then they say, "Oh, you don't even do gig work. You don't know nothing about gig work." Well, apparently you do gig work, and you still don't know nothing about it. But the guy that doesn't do gig work seems to know more about it than the people that fucking do gig work. Isn't that fucking weird? Isn't that fucking weird? The fuck? Fucking ridiculous, man. Just go be Instacart's bitch and leave it at that. Quit whining about it. You picked the job. You picked to be Instacart's bitch. Go be their bitch. Like and suck it up. Like quit whining about it all the fucking time. Because you're not making no sense. You're coming up here. I don't know, man. I don't get these people, man. They will find any reason just to bitch and complain because they hate their life or they hate their job that much. Like, what the fuck? It's fucking nuts, dude. It's fucking. And it wasn't. You know what? I even think is worse is I'm up here even speaking about shit. Like, why am I up here? Like, why am I wasting my time responding to dumb shit? That's what you really got to ask yourself. Like, damn, maybe I need to get myself a motherfucking life or something. Yeah, I still do the Mountain Dew. Yeah, I still do the Mountain Dew. During the week, I do because I buy the stuff from work. But I do the Diet Dew on the weekends. Yeah, Diet Dew. Diet Mountain Dew is the greatest drink ever made. Yeah, Pitts are. I don't. And then, like I said, I'm up here at 11 o'clock at night, 11:30 at night, and I'm talking about this dumb shit because other people can't get it through their thick skulls. So, Dino, you're not getting your $10. Technically, it would have been $70, but you're not getting it because we just Googled it. There is no law. I knew that when I fucking made the bet. There is no law that has anything to do with percentage-based tips, unless it's a scheme, and that it doesn't fall under scheme or false advertising. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Oh, you mean like a condiment dasher? Are you watching? I got Alexa hooked up. So if you're watching, Alexa, plug 5 on.
Okay.
Alexa can control the bedroom. Alexa
From
controls
Cor-
the bedroom. Alexa, plug 5 off.
Okay.
But yeah, so Alexa, it's just crazy to me. But other than that, how you guys doing? It's 11:30 at night. Glad to see somebody. Oh, look, I got 13 people up in here. Must have woke some people up. So. But I'm sure we'll have another video tomorrow from Dino trying to. Hey, you stupid. Right share source. You will get an Alexa for that comment, bro. Keep it up. Keep it up. Yeah. Oh, it's almost 2. So you must be back east. Gotcha. But yeah, Dino, you would have had $70 if you would have followed through. But there is no law. I already knew it when I made the bet. So you didn't win anything. Oh, you had the Alexa last time you were here? Oh, okay, got you. You're trying to make it a habit? Is that what you're trying to do? Trying to make it a habit up in here? Trying to see how many Alexas you can get. But yeah, so it's crazy. It's crazy some of the stuff these people come up with. It's just accept your fate. Just accept it. You signed up to do the work. Just do the work. Quit bitching about it all the time. Find something happy to bitch about. Find something happy to bitch about. Come up here and tell us when you did a 100% order. They had everything in stock. Do a good video like that. Guys, I had my first order where they had everything in stock. Yay! Do something. Fuck, man. Tell us how great the sunset looks behind a motherfucking cactus or something. Quit bitching about shit you chose to do. God damn. Yeah, exactly. Find something else, man. They won't. They won't. You know? Now, if I asked her that about strippers and poles and stuff, she'll probably try to recommend or put one into my fucking. She'll try to put one in my fucking shop on fucking Amazon. She'll probably try to recommend a stripper pole from fucking Amazon and want to put it in my cart or some shit. So that's how Alexa works. So find the stripper poles on Amazon and be like recommending them and shit. Yeah, I can put one in your cart for you. Yeah, it's simple. Just do the job. Quit fighting it. Quit fighting it. I guess that's true, Pitstar. Yep, true. Yeah, 18 hours. They work there 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. Merch coming soon. No, I'm joking. I'm gonna make t-shirts. I'm telling you. I'm gonna make t-shirts. One's gonna say 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. And it's all gonna say gig worker right in the middle. Gig worker. It's gonna say 25 and then 8 underneath. And it's gonna say gig worker, and then I'm gonna have one that says I'm your bitch. Let's see. I would say I come up with a whole list of them, bro. The t-shirts that we can sell. You know what I'm saying? Have one that says DoorDash's bitch, or I'll do one better. Who like DoorDash is my daddy, and they can put that on a shirt. You know, I probably could. Probably could sell some quite a bit. That'd be funny as shit though. Have t-shirts like that. Yeah. Shit. For most of them, bro, we'll put one on there. I hate my life because I'm a gig worker. We'll put that on there. You know, just do some crazy shit like that. Who fucking knows, man? But I'm gonna let you guys go because it is getting late. But maybe hovering. So he's riding around delivering, trying to figure out what happens to the tip when his brain farts out an idea, not owning the product. I guess. Well, because I did a review of his video, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck does that have to do with anything? You know, it's like, what are you talking about? And so I did a reaction to it, and this is the reactions we got back. Like, what are you talking about? It makes no fucking sense. Owning the product has nothing to do with anything. The fuck? Makes no sense. Right. Yeah, so I guess, you know, I don't know. They just come up with this wild shit that makes no fucking sense. And I'm the one that don't know anything. And that's what's funny. They do reactions to my reactions to try to prove me wrong. And you haven't proved me wrong. You didn't prove me wrong. You didn't earn your $10. You didn't win your $10 bet. You lost that because you didn't even do what I said. The bet was, it's like, here, I bet you pick your nose, pick your right nostril, and I'll give you $10. They'll pick the left and they say they won their $10. That's how these people are, man. How these people are. Yep. If you pick a booger out your right nostril, I'll give you $10. They'll dig in their left and say, look, there's my booger. I get $10. Out of the totally opposite nostril. I swear, man. I swear. That's how these people think, man. But I know they can't. They can't. Because normally when I respond to your shit, I've already done my research. And it's not like I watch all these gig channels. I do this stuff. I watch this stuff. And I do my research. So before I even open my mouth, I've done my research on this shit. So I don't have to work for Instacart. I don't have to be an Instacart shopper or work for Instacart to know how Instacart's tipping stuff works. It's all on the internet for you to read. It's all out there. So I ain't got to do all that shit. It's not like I got to deliver for Instacart to know how Instacart tip process works. And the fact that you do work for Instacart and you don't know that these are the possibilities why your tip money's not there or your tip is lower than you thought it was going to be, when you sign the contract, you sign the terms of service, none of these motherfuckers read the terms of service, bro. They don't. That's just like a gazillion fucking pages long, bro. Nobody reads all that shit. When's the next live? I don't know. It depends on if we get another good reaction video or something comes up that might need my attention or something. But I don't know. I really don't plan them, bro. Other than my Saturday live streams, you know, those are at 6:00 on Saturday. Other than those, I don't really plan. I just will pop up here and there or whatever. But I'm gonna let you guys go so you can go to bed. It's hella late. And we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for coming in and listen to me bitch and rant about another guy that bitches and rants. All right. Talk to you later, guys. Have a good night.